Hey guys, yeah, well, just made another great, big, huge, long, conversational speech, which I'm not going to bother putting it out there because I realize, it's really kind of stupid to respond to any of this past. I mean, after you get to a certain point and you've said all that you've said, these guys with your manipulations, which are so clumsy and obvious and heavy-handed, it's just like clowns, trying to sneak around a room or something. You're way ineffective. This thing of you're this and you're that, and talk to me about unconditional love again. That's stupidity. That's pure stupidity. When all we've known for sure was, since what, back in 2006 or 7, was unconditional hate. There was unconditional hate, lots of it. Unconditional um, want of us, what we had. Unconditional hunger. Unconditionally, they were taking it from us. Um, and I think what you're talking about is in unconditional love is unconditional acceptance. And there's no such thing. If there was, then open your damn front door with your lights on and leave it open. Don't close it and lock it. Open it. Have a flashing light that says, come on in. Because you don't have any discernment between anyone. They're all the same, right? There's no such thing as bad people. Isn't that what you were saying? It's just only the energies that are with them. So, I mean, you can go up to the riverbank and get you a homeless person, some crack addict or something, some drug addled fiend of some sort who may have various mental conditions, e.g., demons, and could be even possibly a rapist or homicidal, and invite them into your home to live with you. Maybe only to stay for a few days or a week, just to help them out, get them back on their feet. Sound like a good idea? No? Why not? Right, because you have safety concerns. There's no such thing as unconditional acceptance. There's no such thing as unconditional love unless you were sent down here from above. Okay? If you're already from them above, then they're going to make sure you get home. They're going to make sure you survive. And in other words, white people retain their privilege, and those that are supposed to graduate into the sky, rise and graduate into the sky because that's what they're supposed to do. So there is an unconditional love in that sense. The only unconditional love that I actually truly do know of is that, and your ability to unconditionally love God regardless. That's about it. Because if you have the light with you, you know that you're loved. You know that they love you, and they'll get to you eventually, sooner or later, between your own efforts and education and blah 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 blah. You're going to get back to a place where they're going to be able to, oh, we can help you. They'll get you there. So, but past that, there's no unconditional love or acceptance. I mean, did I not get fall down? Where was my pay? I was getting regular pay before that. Well, I guess I failed conditions. I fell into a place where I wasn't available for my paycheck. I had to climb back up to a place where they go, oh, there's Tom. There he is. Let's help him. He's a white kid. Yeah. Um, I even heard one of them today say, it's not like you're trying to leave anybody behind. Look, again, I am day, and the other stuff that's not day is night, and they had their own home, which is in the darkness. That is the kingdom of darkness, you see. Night. There's day, and then everything else, as far as I know, is night. And so there's different levels of that. I don't know which ones are able or possible of going through the stuff they have to go through to be back in day. I understand it's not the easiest thing to go stand in that light, because if you have all kinds of problems and sin and stuff, you get hot and that kind of thing. Um, but again, I'm not willing to take on the enemy. I don't love everyone and everything. I don't forgive everything and everyone and everything. It's just stupid. Um, it's just simple as that. People, what I see is there's a bunch of people that want unconditional acceptance, and regardless of anything that they do, and they want unconditional, you know, they don't want to be held accountable for anything. Well, if I was never held accountable for anything, then how was it that you got your damn claws on me? Oh, well, I guess I was held accountable for something. And I'll tell you now, these that have judged me and condemned me and decided that they were going to be my daddy or whatever and keep me down, this and that and another, no, wow, those aren't my people. Those aren't they, okay? Those aren't white people. I'm not taking on the black. I'm not taking on my kidnappers. I'm not taking on traitors and usurpers, people who's going to come in and smack me down and say, "Oh, we're taking over. I'm the captain." Nope, no, I rejected and rebuked those people. So, yes, we do mean to leave behind that which is threatening and dangerous to us, to our very existence, dangerous to our ability to be, dangerous to our ability to grow and mature. Of course, we're going to let that go and leave it behind because it's toxic, it's poisonous, it's not what we need, and certainly what is not good for us. So, of course, we're leaving that behind. Um, we're just leaving behind all that's bad for us, dangerous, um, or, is evil, or the dead. Uh, so, no, we're not buying this whole thing of you have to take on the evil to be whole, or no, nope. We're not programmed to love evil. Um, we're like, that's what we've been fighting against for a long, long, long time now, because we just can't accept it. We really can't. Again, they talk about a kingdom that we were supposed to have, in which we're able to continue, basically, I guess, our work in shining upon those that were returning to being day. And there would be certain rewards and certain works regarding that, but at least we wouldn't have to cry on them, because the thing of it is I don't know that I care anymore at all, really, about any of it. This thing that they put us in, where Melanie said you'll be very much the opposite of what you are, in a lot of ways. And mostly it's attitude because of our outlook and because of our knowledge set and our experiences. They've demonstrated to me that in impact, no, you can't love everyone, and you're an idiot if you try. I mean, heck, it's demonstrated in a Hugh Jackman film. He's a circus guy or something, and he meets some black chick, and he's trying to court her, love on her, and he's like giving her the invite, and she says straight out, "You'll die, or I'll kill you," or something like that. And she was being completely uh, honest. I never got that. No, I was never given that choice. That was a choice I was never given. It was just they decided they were going to have their little thing, and we were going along with them. And it didn't matter if they used us up, I guess. But no, we never agreed to marry the dead. I never agreed to die, to change, to become one of them. No. That's all just them and their snaky imaginations coming up with another story, whatever, to justify their kidnapping us and using us in various ways. Uh, you know, like I said, we don't want to be bad, and I can't understand what it is I was supposed to want, what it was, what value they were supposed to be supplying me. Uh, so what I've done, I guess, basically is I've summed up a very long message in this more 10-minute message, which again is just like no, it's always no. Again, we haven't even had a conversation in the last 30 years, I bet, and with with some of these that are closest to us, or were supposed to be closest to us, we haven't had a conversation at least in 20 years. At the least, at the very least. And certainly those conversations at that time were not anything. They were just, they weren't speaking to any reality or anything of the truth of the situation. Just more, probably more manipulation. But, so yeah, we're going higher. We're transitioning, and it's just, again, we're becoming lighter instead of darker. If there was this kingdom thing, it would have to be set up so that no, the damned evil darkness is not connected to me in any way. I'm not their source. I'm not going to be their source. The only way they could be getting anything from me is if I'm sitting at the top of everything, very much safe, away from them, so far removed. It's like they couldn't even imagine getting near me. Like they'd be looking miles into the sky, and they'd be busy doing whatever damned work they'd be doing, or on a path through a process, a journey of self improvement, so that they would rise. But it wouldn't be on my dime, wouldn't be at my expense, because we've already paid way too much for all of this, way more than we ever wanted to put in, and that was not by choice. So again, nope, I'm just a day, and going the way of the day, surrounded in day, and just a white boy here who really is enjoying the sky, which I believe is the first heaven and my destination. I'm quite sure. God love you, each and every one of you that actually do love us sincerely, and you know what that means, and heaven knows what it means also. You're not a harm to us, and you don't have any resentment of us, and you certainly wouldn't put you wouldn't have any anger towards me, would you? No, you wouldn't. Again, renounce your anger in the name of God Almighty, in the name of all His holy, in the name of what's smart to do. At least rebuke, reject, refuse, renounce your anger, wrath, hate. This is all the same thing. Because it is an alien living in you, and it's going to set up a shop as much as it possibly can, as much as you'll cultivate it and allow it, just like Jesus would. The Prince of Peace could be living in you instead. The light could become part of you maybe if you went that way. But if you're of the darkness and you're evil and you're dead and you don't have the choice for any of that, there's going to have to be some other route that'll have to be devised. And it won't be the easiest thing in the world, of course. And, but it'll have to be something like I was saying before. What was happening before was a nice, I guess, a passive thing that's going on. It really wasn't satisfactory, and I would change things drastically because of what has happened. So, again, we'll just see how it plays out. But no, keep off and keep out and keep away, because otherwise you're just seen as an invader, and heaven's going to treat all invaders very harshly. It'll be very harsh. You invaders lose and are damaged greatly, debilitating their ability to reinvade, and they do decrease and lose, and it's all to my benefit, my profit, and to my repair, and to raising me higher, further out of your reach, further out of attempted invasions, further out of the reach of attempted invasions. So that even the attempts, in other words, so high you're going to look and go, well, there's no way to get to that. That's where we're going. At that point, then we might be able to parlay. Somebody might explain to me exactly what we're doing, and which I think if there was a situation where, okay, I'm here and you can explain to me how this is going to be, I'm really wondering if anybody has, if they really could be honest and say, yeah, it's going to work like this, and this is how this, and blah, 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 and yada, yada. And because I'm really kind of thinking I need to link up with our Father in heaven, the main guy, and him actually go ting and make my eyes open. So I go, oh wow, I can see it all. Wow. Because like I told one of them before, I said, if I was able to see everything for what it really truly is, I'd just be like, oh, okay, never mind, and just take off climbing. And I would be on my way. That'd be what it would be. And there would be not anything that would actually get in my way because, I mean, I could see it. I'd either go through it, around it, or over it because I was going to where I was going. That's who I be. That's who I is. Um, okay, guys. Thanks very much for your love and your support. I would tell you what my plans are, except, well, I don't want to encourage them to try to stop them with their spells and their magic and their hateful thoughts and all that. They say we're actually getting free. They say we did something that took out some sticking point, I will call it, that allow us so that we'll have more of the freedom that we actually are supposed to have always had. Uh, all right. Well, do you like the voice? I can still, I was listening to David Bowie the other day, and I was liking how, because I mean, he's a baritone, he could get down there, um, and he was using this higher voice that he'd manufactured, and I thought it was really neat how he was doing that. But then I was listening to, of course, I've been like going, I really can't sing the way I used to sing, and I mean, I can hit some notes, I guess, but there's the timbre, and I was flipping through there last night and I came across Ambrosia and I was like, no, I'll never match that again with him, will I? Not with this voice. I'm never going to harmonize that again. I won't be able to mimic that. I won't be able to hit those notes with him. No, not like that. Um, but then I turned on some Neil Diamond. Holly, holy love. Okay. Well, maybe I could do that. Some more straightforward stuff. Guess I might need to learn to play the ukulele. Or so. I don't know who it was I was watching. Um, I think it was on the Traveling Wilburys. And he had something. I was like, what in the hell is that? It's like some kind of long necked electric mandolin or something. Like, there's so many instruments out there. And I don't know. Well, we'll be singing our songs. Who would I be interested in as like marriage material? Well, like any Prince Charming, I'm sure that I would be interested in a woman with the personality of Snow White because she was so good. In other words, not the Snow White of the recent times, which is more like Snow Black. Nope. Nope. Wouldn't be interested in anything that didn't have a heart, I'm sure. You know. It's just like the silliest damn thing. And yeah, those that would try to combine me with such a thing, you just don't even. I believe you've cursed yourself in ways that you can't even understand. But that'll come back on you. That's for sure. All these curses that people have put against us, that's all coming back on them. That's for sure. Heaven just bounces that back off. It just rejects all curses from us, along with all black magic, all magic against us, and sends it back to them, modified, enhanced, twisted. It rains upon them in a different way, but they know it's their curse coming back upon them. Only it's just been changed so it's more effectively a curse on them. So, again, don't curse me. Don't be my enemy. I'm going to write a list of what my enemies can't do anymore. Part of what my enemies can do, which, of course, is to labor in repayment to me for my losses that they caused here. That's one thing. And I guess the enemies can improve themselves, going through some type of spiritual improvement process provided by heaven at their expense, of course. And what else? Oh, that's right. I was going to leave this world. we're going to go up to a better world, a higher world where there's more life. There's more, well, there's just more everything because it's more lighter, right? Well, God love you and God keep you, as I was saying. Thank you so much for, whenever you listen to this, you do realize I'm trying to entertain myself at times, right? But in any case, it is an indication that we're feeling better and we're doing better and we're becoming, well, yeah, it's better. And I do believe it is getting better. And that it will be one of those things where suddenly they'll be like, what? And we'll just take off. And I've been told again and again, when we do, it's like zoom, like a rocket straight to the top or something like that. And because, that's what I kind of do anyway, is rise to the top of wherever I am. And these people that take it personally, again, renounce your anger, rebuke the darkness, because I'm just passing by. We're going up. I wouldn't worry about it. And these people want to keep me down. No. Just stop that. Back away. Don't work against us anymore. We've been warning you about that, and each day we continue to improve. And I'm pretty sure it's just exactly what I thought. And so let it go. And again, if you need to foreclosure, you need to come and actually speak with us in person or something, then get that out of the way, would you? And so you can let it go and move on. I listen to so many of these people talking about their healing journeys and all that. It's like, well, first of all, learn to let it go. Let it the hell go. And say, well, like 16, 17 years ago when I told the idiot goodbye, I was sitting there going, well, I don't know what's happened, but I'm going to cut my losses at this point because none of this is working out. We don't even know what's going on, and we really don't want to be involved. And we heard the song that was saying something about the power of goodbye. And we thought, oh, yeah, that's right. We need to tell them officially goodbye. And we did. But, of course, it didn't work. But now, heaven and all those that love us, the white folks and the sky and everything, is helping us to build back up a little bit so that it gives us more of an ability to actually say goodbye and be meaningful. So goodbye, darkness. Goodbye. And heaven will keep us separate and will not allow you to gain access to us again unless we expressively say that it should happen, I guess. That's the way I'm looking at it. And that's why I'm praying. And that's why we're going to continue up so that we get to that point where, no, you can't come by and just come in and you can't connect and start monitoring and sucking information from us and or energy. And no, we rebuke you for that and reject you and refuse you. You've been the enemy. You've damaged everything. You worked against us. So no, you're not a partner. You're not a mate. You're not a friend. You're not a family member. You're not anything. You're certainly damn well not a sibling. Not anything except the enemy who did try to murder us. Move on now. Thank you. Goodbye. Move on now. Move on.